Hi Rick, Diane, and Phil. Hey, I don't normally do this kind of a video, but or this is my first actual video. It's good to see you guys all. I know that you're all out of town and out of the area, so other than Diane, but I just kind of wanted to tell you what kind of goes on in the process of getting your house sold. But when we get the house on the market, or whoever you elect to sell this thing, hopefully it's me. The first step is getting this thing prepared, and I'm going to call it prep. And a house you're selling and a house that you're living in are two different things, and it's kind of like when a car dealer takes a car in on trade. They go take it and they detail it, they armor all the tires and shampoo the carpets and everything like that. I've been in the house with Diane and her husband, and I know that you guys have a relative there that's going to be moving out, but a lot of the preparation that needs to be done in the eyes of a real estate agent like myself is to make sure that this thing appeals to as many people as we possibly can. And in preparation, we may want to discuss maybe staging this house, because a house that is lived in or looks more appealing, people tend, if it's warm rather than being completely empty, the house sells. That's why they have like model homes in subdivisions, you know, so that we can get more potential buyers that like the home. So as far as prepping the home, we may want to stage it. I don't know if you've got furniture around that we can use. I've got some staging stuff, but that's one of the things that I'm prepared to do if you should list with me. The other one is, the next step is the price. This green is not working worth a darn here. Let me see if I can get a different color. The other is price. And you know, you're going to look at all the comps that I have on this house, and there's not an exact comp to your house that you're going to be selling. And now I can only find about 5 or 6 homes that are in as far as comps, not exactly a home like yours. If you could hire an appraiser to take a look at this house, they're going to charge you $600, and they're going to give you his opinion of what the house is worth. You could hire 3 appraisers, be out $1,800 or $2 grand by the time you're all said and done, and not every single appraiser is going to come up with the same price. So if you look at my report, my CMA, you'll see that I'm thinking that you should probably have this thing on the market for about $850,000. And so price, I'm going to show you this, and maybe you've seen this graph before, but this is kind of like an upside down funnel or pyramid. And I'm going to say right here, I'm saying 60 to 90 days. If you're talking about marketing this house in January or February, I think you need to be around $850 for the price. If you are urgent and you need to get this thing sold right away, you may want to lower the price to $800,000. And what this represents is potential buyers in this price range. At $800,000, you're going to have, of course, more buyers for this house. And then if you go up here to $900,000, let's say, there may only be 1 buyer for this home. The issue that you're going to have is this thing's got to appraise for that kind of money also for somebody to get a loan. So consequently, as the more you go up, this upside down funnel gets less and less. Oh, the phone's going haywire here. Gets less and less potential buyers as the price goes up. So anyway, $850,000, $900,000. You know, you have more buyers at $800,000. You'll have even more buyers if you want to go down to $700,000. I mean, it just makes sense. Now, there's another way of getting more money for this house with the price issue, is that you can add time and terms. So if you add terms over here, and you can add time over on this side, this now starts getting bigger, opening at the higher price range. If you got a year to sell it, maybe possibly in a year's time, you may have more potential people that will be willing to buy it for $900,000. I don't think you want to have this thing on the market for a year because, of course, you got taxes to pay every month and insurance. The other issue is terms, and to get a higher price for this, you can get maybe possibly more money if you want to add terms, meaning that if you want to carry a contract. Now, I know interest rates are really low right now, so if you put money in the savings account, I assume that because there's 3 of you that own this house, you're going to have 3 different people dividing up the pot when you're all done, and maybe possibly all of you or none of you want to carry terms. But I mean, if you wanted to carry terms, you may possibly get more money for this home because you're opening up the avenue of creating terms for a potential buyer, and you could possibly get more money for the house. But I'm going to stick with this because interest rates are still relatively low. They're talking about a interest rate hike in December. They've recently just raised the interest rate. They're hovering around 5% right now. So price-wise, I'm going to say your house, if I was putting this on the market, I think you're pretty safe around $850,000 right now for this home. So anyway, the other thing that I can get you as prospects, and where this kind of shines is with RE/MAX here, and that's where I'm at. I've been doing this for 35 years. I started when I was age 30. Of course, I'm 65 now, the same age as Phil, I assume. And I can get you more prospects because RE/MAX is not Whatcom County wide, where RE/MAX is national and it's international. And so it's worldwide, and where that comes into play is that there's more potential buyers. They're going to be able to find this house and possibly buy this home, as opposed to a local agency. I used to work at the Moyat Group for 22.5 years. Great office. The only reason why I changed is that actually Frank Moyat is no longer the driving force there any longer, and most of my compadres had retired, and so they've all gone, and there's a lot of newbies there. There's a few that are still hanging out there that are my friends I've worked with for 22.5 years with, and it's a great office, but I can get you more exposure. I mean, if for instance, I'll give you an example. If somebody lives in Los Angeles and they want to look at real estate in Whatcom County or Bellingham, they don't even know who the Moyat Group is. Moyat is basically Whatcom County only, and when if you're in LA, you're going to look at maybe Century 21 or RE/MAX. You're going to look at a national franchise. You're going to do some searching on that, and we get referrals from all over the United States from people, from other agents that are having clients moving into this area. The benefits of going with a nationwide office is tremendous, and so that's one of the reasons why I had moved. But also the qualifying of any prospects, that's kind of that is left up to the agent that's representing you, and I can't screen everybody that's going to be looking at this house, but personally, I'm not a tour guide, and I don't go around showing people homes that don't qualify to buy your house. And so the very first step for me, working with the buyers, is to make sure that they can afford what they're looking at. I don't want them to fall in love with a house that they can't buy, and I don't want to waste my seller's time and everybody else's time. So anyway, that's one of the things that I, of course, do. And then I get this thing, I get this home, I activate this listing, and I get it, of course, in just about every single website you can envision. And we have a lot of partners with RE/MAX, and so we get maximum exposure internet-wise to get this thing going. And then the other point I want to bring out is negotiate. Prior to me selling real estate, I was the sales manager at Seattle Yamaha Honda, and got pretty good at negotiating on a daily basis. I don't have to do that so much now in real estate, but I'm going to work for your behalf. I'm not a struggling real estate agent that needs a quick commission dollar. So if this house takes a while to sell, I mean, I'm willing to put every effort into it to get it and get you top dollar for this home. So, and then what I do is how do you spell expedite? Expedite. Every Monday I follow up with you, and you're going to hear from me as to what's going on with the showings of your home. And when we get an offer on your home and it should become pending, we call it, and it's subject to probably financing, I contact the lender, the title company, I make sure all the players are abreast of what's going on, and so this thing happens and it closes without any hitches. And to help me in that, I also have my favorites, and one of my favorites is my wife, who is Dee, who is at Whatcom Land Title, has been in the industry longer than me, and she's what they call an LPO, Limited Practice Officer, and she does closings. And so a lot of people in this office use her, a lot of people from other offices use her, a lot of agents in this community use her. And anyway, so I got a kind of a one leg up on expediting that portion of making sure things happen with the title companies. And then of course closing, to make sure that it closes on time and everything's dispersed like it should, and you guys all get paid. So there's quite a process here. I'm accustomed to all these things. I've done numerous sales. I've been doing this for 35 years, like I said earlier. And oh, my phone again, getting interrupted a lot. But anyway, I would like you to feel comfortable in hiring me to help you sell your home. One thing that I didn't bring up was timing, and I know that Diana mentioned that I thought your relative that's living in the house is going to be out like end of January or 1st of January or something like that. Sales around the lake, the bulk of them happen in the spring and early summer, and I'm hoping that the market's there for this home because of the timing of the year. You may possibly do better as far as getting it sold by holding off a little bit. If in fact your relative is struggling getting out of that house, I don't think I'd be too worried a little bit. You may have a better chance of getting it sold and getting a higher price later on in the year. But then again, the other issue is there's less houses for sale, so you have less competition for houses on the lake January, February, March. So it's kind of a crapshoot as to what direction we go there a little bit. But timing, interest rates have inched up a little bit. Usually what happens when the interest rates go up, you'll tend to see prices drop a little bit because interest rates gone up. So if you got any questions, feel free to give me a call. I can go over some of this if I didn't explain it well enough. But I hope I can work with you. My telephone number is on the paperwork I'm going to send to you, but it's 739-3030, and of course area code 360. Thanks for listening. Thanks, bye.